everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm so long, it's been such a while since I've uploaded a video it seems, or at least since I've filmed, because the last couple were actually pre-filmed. A number of reasons behind that which I'm not going to go into today, because today is a collab video with my lovely friend Nicky here on YouTube, Nicknak1171. I'll put a link into her channel in the little information box down below and you can check out her videos too. What we decided to do for this collab, and we've collabed in the past and we will certainly collab in the future because she's an amazing friend of mine and I love doing collabs with Nicky. We're going to do a bronzed sort of look. So the idea is that we're going to do like a bronzed day look and then a bronzed evening look. So kind of like if you're on holiday or just in the warm weather, and yeah, just getting all bronzed up and looking like you've got a healthy summer glow. So I've got all my products here. I'm going to do the day look. I've got nothing on my skin apart from skincare at the moment. So I'm going to start by laying down a little bit of a base, which I put over my red areas and over any kind of spots. And for that I'm using the Sleek Makeup Oil Free Cream to Powder. This one is in Linen and it's just a cream foundation. That's what it looks like. It is light and it is actually lighter than me slightly. Well, quite a bit actually. But it's really great for covering up any kind of redness. So I just pop that on and then just blend it in with my fingers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some foundations today. So I've got the, is it EX? The EX1 in F100. This is the lightest shade, but it's still too dark for me. So what I do is I add the Body Shop Lightening Foundation drops in light. You can get these in light or dark, and I've heard that the dark ones are actually really great for contouring. Not tried it, but I'm going to check out some videos and just have a look at the colour of the drops first. So I'm just using my little MAC palette. And I'm just going to pop some drops of this on there, a couple of pumps. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add in for a little bit of glow the wrong thing. This is what you get for deciding last minute to do something. Okay. The MAC Strobe Cream. I'm just going to pop a little bit of that in as well, just to give it a little bit of glow. And then the lightening drops. I usually just add, sorry I'm not even looking at you, I usually just add probably 2 drops of this. It's really good. I think that this will just last ages. I've already used it quite a bit and there's still loads of this left. So it's £10 a bottle, which it's rarely in the offers though, I have to say that, because sometimes they have like 40% off and stuff like that, but there are certain things that are excluded, and I think that the drops, the lightening and darken drops, are excluded. But there is also like a summer one that's currently out, but again that's generally excluded from the promotions, which is a bit of a shame. And I'm going to use my favourite foundation brush at the moment. It is the Makeup Geek Foundation Stippling Brush. It's really lightweight. I love the head on this. It's fantastic. It's an amazing brush. I got it when Beauty Bay had their half price sale for all things Makeup Geek. It's a tiny bit pale, but once you get all your bronzer on and everything, it's going to look fine. But it's nice coverage. And I don't have, like, as you can see, I do suffer quite bad redness on my cheeks and that isn't showing through or anything. And I've got some redness on my nose and some spots, and it actually provides really good coverage. So I think that's just a combination of the really nice foundation and the brush. And the reason I've used that foundation today is I feel like this foundation is actually really quite nice for the warmer weather. I've worn this quite a bit in the warm weather and it doesn't seem to kind of like crack or slide off my face, and it feels really nice on the skin. It feels very satiny, very silky, and just, yeah, really lovely. So I'm really enjoying using that foundation. Right, so I'm going to use concealer. I'm going to use the Revlon Colorstay because I've been enjoying using this one, and I can't get access to my beauty blender because it's all the way behind my lights. So I'm just going to use the Sigma Soft Focus Concealer Brush. That's from the Concealer Brush kit that came out, 5 or 6 brushes, I can't remember how many. So I'm just going to pop this on under the eyes. And then a little bit on the forehead. This definitely feels like it's about to run out. Now this brush brush is really great for putting powder on over your concealer to set it, but I also just really, really love it because it's got nice firm bristles, and I feel like it's really great to kind of pat the concealer and set it in place, so that's why I really love this brush. And then what I'd normally do is I'd normally put some powder on just to kind of bake underneath the eyes to really set it, which is really quite important for like particularly hot weather. And I'm using Neutral Set. Let me check. Yeah, I've got Neutral Set. So this is by Nye Neutral Set. It comes in like the little sort of sifter jars, but I've got them in these little Sephora jars that I got. I got them in a Sephora order once. They were selling them off like, when it came round to it, I think it was less than 50 pence a pot with the conversion rate, because they were really cheap, and I absolutely love these little Sephora pots. And then on the bottom I've just got like a little sticker to say what it is. They don't have sifters in them, so it's just loose, but that's fine. So this is going to bake that concealer and set it really nice, but it's also really great like if you get any kind of fallout from your eyeshadows, it just, yeah, then you can just sweep it away at the end. And sometimes I use, for like brightening, I'll use the Nye Pure White, which is so amazing. The Pure White is quite difficult to get a hold of because it's so good, but you do have to be careful about how long you leave it on because it is really bright, intense white. This is Neutral Set, so it's kind of like a sort of no colour powder, but the Pure White will actually leave like sort of whiteness essentially where it's been, because it is just such an amazing bright powder. But I'm going to use one of the Freedom Brow Duos. This one is in medium brown. I can't seem to find my favourite one at the moment, but I do like this one. And I'm going to use the best brow brush ever in the history of brushes. It's the Zoeva Brow Line brush. This brush is so amazing for brows. Honestly, it's the only thing that I use, the only brush that I use for brows. So in here, the lighter shade is meant for where you have less sparse hair, so like for me here, and then the darker bit is for where your brows are a bit more sparse. It kind of it evens out the colour, so it looks like you've got one colour on the whole of your brows. So, and I don't go outside the shape of my brows. I don't like do strong or squared. I just go along with the original shape. What I love, I heard this quote once, is that brows are sisters, not twins. So you don't need to make them look identical, which is just as well because my brows certainly aren't identical. And then I'm going to move on and do the eyes first before I do the rest of the face. I'm just going to use my Absolute New York primer that came in a glossy box. I love this stuff and I need to get some more of it. So I'm going to be using two sleek palettes today. I'm going to be using the All Night Long palette. And I'm also going to be using the Calm Before the Storm palette as well, because I love the crease colours in here, and I also want to put a little bit of a pop of colour under the lash line. Just a small pop of colour, but just something to kind of brighten up under there. Okay, I've got one eye done. And I realise it's quite a strong look, so it's not everybody's cup of tea. But that's the kind of look that I like to wear. So you've just got some nice copper and brown and peach on the lid, and then that flash of blue underneath. So hopefully that is not too close. I know it's quite scary. Bear with me. The Calm Before the Storm palette. The colours that we're using from this one are actually these two here. So this one's going in the crease, this one goes under the lash line, and then this one here is actually what I've got on the inner eye corner, which is that kind of glow. So we'll get started with the crease colour here. I've already got a little bit of it in the crease, but we will go ahead and add some more. I really, really love this strong colour in the crease. It's really, really pretty. It's a really nice sort of burnt coral shade. And I think that it's going to go... Sorry, I've got a scar there, and I keep thinking it's makeup, and it's not. It's just the redness. Yeah, I really like this colour, and it's going to go well with kind of the blush choices that I've got planned. I'm going to take the brown shade. This one is from this palette, which is the All Night Long palette. I really love this brown shade here. And from this palette, we're using this brown shade and that copper shade. So with this one, I just want to put a little bit on the inner eye portion here. And then I want to do it on the outer corner as well. And I'm not going to worry too much about the crease at the moment because I am going to go in and do a bit more blending in there. But that's basically just that colour laid down. And then I want to go ahead and go in with the copper shade from that same night palette, All Night Long. This copper shade is so pretty. This is just going to go in the centre. So I probably will need to go back over that at some point anyway. But just taking a really small sort of blending brush, I'm just going to go back into that chocolate brown. And then I'm just going to take that so it goes across the top of the copper and blends nicely into the crease colour. So as you can see, some of the copper's gone, but what I've learned from watching lots of tutorials is it's all about layering and blending. Layering and blending. So sometimes with your blending you can take off some of the intensity of some colours, so you've got to go back in. But then overall at the end of the look it just does come out looking a lot better. So, but I'm not an expert, so you know, there you go. That's just my opinion. Right, so let's go back into the copper. This might apply with a bit more intensity wet, but I'm just using it dry. So that's what that looks like so far. Yeah, so that's pretty much sort of the lid done, and I'm just going to do it underneath the eye. Okay, so we're going to use this blue. And just blend that underneath the lash line. And I love this kind of blue and copper together. I also love like blue and bronze. It's just really nice. And there are so many parts of this that you wouldn't necessarily have to do. It's kind of optional. But it's whatever your preference is. I know some people don't like a lot of colour, but this is kind of way of introducing colour into your look without actually doing too much. It's just that nice bit of flash underneath. And it's quite a nice way to start like experimenting with colour if you don't use it a lot. Going into the Frosty White, I'm just going to meet it up to the blue, blend it in together, and then pop it on the inner eye. That's basically it for the shadows really, apart from I do want to take some of that same colour on a larger brush, and I'm just going to pop the sort of shimmery white lightly up here on the brow bone and blend it across, just to give that little bit of highlight on the brow bone, which I really like. And I like these colours together because I feel like sort of that peachy colour with the dark brown and the copper really like sort of blends nicely, and then the flash of blue, it's really pretty. So I'm going to use a couple of Urban Decay liners. I'm actually just going to do a black line across the upper lash line there. This is like something that you don't have to do, it's optional, but I really love this defined black line along the lash line. But I think it does look nice without, so whatever really that you prefer, whatever you like. So that's the black, and then I'm going to use two Urban Decay liners for the bottom lash line. So this one is Baked and then the bottom one's Midnight Cowboy. This is really nice for like the waterline, so I'm going to use Baked first. It's a bronzy sort of shade, and bring that 2/3 of the way along the eye, kind of the same as the blue. You're almost kind of keeping that together. I really love that bronze in the actual waterline. I think it goes really lovely with the look. And then Midnight Cowboy is a bit more of a subtle goldy colour, so just blending that in together. It's important where you end that one colour, when you bring the other one in, to just kind of run it over that sort of join to get a nice even blend. And then I just find once I've put those on, I like to then go back into the blue shade because I just feel like it's not as strong after you've done that. And then just pop some more blue back underneath. Oopsie. Okay, so that's that. And then some mascara. I'm really loving kind of one that I've rediscovered because I used to use this a long time ago, but it's the Rimmel Lash Accelerator. I don't use it because I think it makes my lashes grow, because I honestly don't think it does, but I really like this mascara on. I think it's really nice. And it's a really delicate sort of brush. That is the finished eye look. So I really love the kind of dusty coral that's going to blend in with the kind of blusher I'm about to put on. I really like the warm brown in the copper shade, and then I love this blue with white underneath. I think it really brightens up that inner eye corner, and that pop of colour is just really pretty. Okay, so let's pull you out and let's get on with the rest of the face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop on a little bit of this contour shade. I'm going to use the Sigma Extreme Structure Contour Brush, and I'm using the Maybelline Insta Contour. This one's in light. And I just dab it on the brush. And then work that underneath the cheekbone. Hopefully you can see that there. I don't like to go too strong too soon, because it's difficult to dial it back if you go too, too much. I think most of what I'm actually using today is high street stuff. So I really like that contour. This is a really lovely colour for us pale girls because it's very cool toned. It's got no orange tones to it. So that's it. I prefer a cream contour in the warmer weather. Okay. And let's blend that out slightly. Oh, pretty. Okay. That's nice. That does give quite a nice brightening sort of effect. Okay, right. Okay, I'm going to use the Smashbox. I know this is kind of a more high end. You could use a Colourpop sculpting stick if you have one, or you could just skip this part and just go straight to the bronzer, but because I'm very pale I like to just do a little bit of shaping up here before I actually add the bronzer on. So I generally just draw it on, and then using that same extreme contour brush, buff it in. And that instantly, I don't know if you can tell the difference there, instantly just gives quite a nice shape to the face there. And then that just adds a bit of warmth in as well, I think. Yeah, so that's that. And then we're going to move on to doing some blush and some bronzing. So first we'll do blush. I'm just going to use the Sigma blush brush. I love this little brush. I want to get the duo fibre one as well, but this is the powder blush. And I'm actually going to use Coralista by Benefit today. Now you can pick up any kind of peachy colour anywhere. Makeup Revolution, is it Makeup Revolution? Yeah, Makeup Revolution do the little single ones that are really quite nice. But lots of coral blushes on the market, so you wouldn't have to use this one, but I'm using this one just because, you know, it's one of my favourite blushes of all time. And it smells so amazing. But I definitely, if you're thinking about trying some of the Benefit powders, definitely would recommend saving up and investing in the Cheekathon, because the Cheekathon I think is around £42. Don't quote me on that. It's between 42. It's not 45, I know that, because it's 45 to get free shipping on their site. I've got a video, I'll link it below. It's around £42.50, and the powders retail for £23.50 each, and you get 5 full-size powders in the Cheekathon. And Coralista is one of the ones that's included, as is Hoola, which I'm about to use today, Dallas, Dandelion and Rocketeur. So it's a really, really nice palette, and for £42.50 it's worth over £110, so it's really great. Okay, so I really love this blush. I think it just adds a really nice corally peach kind of glow, and it's really quite natural looking, especially with like bronze looks. I think it just goes really well. So that's that, and then I'm going to move on to bronzing. I'm just going to use just the Sigma large powder brush for that, and I'm using Benefit Hoola. I don't have a lot of bronzes. I'm just not really a huge bronzer person, but Hoola is the one I always go back to because it doesn't have any orange tones, so it's really great for us pale girls. And I'm just going to sculpt out the face of this, so taking it up on the hairline, brushing it into the hairline, because I think there's nothing worse than when you can actually see the colour of what your skin would be kind of showing there. So kind of just adding a little bit of bronzer in there just softens that and just doesn't make it look so harsh. Bringing it down into the contour line and then under the jawline. Down the nose. I always take a little bit down the nose and on the chin, because I don't want to just bronze the outsides of my face. I just think that would just look really unnatural. So that's the bronzer. And then just to add a little bit of glow, I've actually gone for a product by Accessorize. It's just really nice. This is actually supposed to be bronzer, but for me this is not. This is in Golden Sands, the lightest colour. This is actually really, really shimmery, so for me this wouldn't be a bronzer, this would be more like sort of a highlighter. And I'm just going to use the spot highlighter. Is this the spot highlighter? The Sigma tapered highlighter. It's a long time since I've used this yet. See the glow? I'm just going to pop that on my cheeks, just because with the lovely colour of Coralista and then this bronze, I want to add a glow to the face, but I don't want to mess with the colour too much, and this bronzy shade just looks really nice. More on the high end, you could definitely use MAC Soft and Gentle, because I think that this is a very good dupe for Soft and Gentle. I think it's just a slightly lighter shade, but it would depend on the marbling on the one that you got. Because obviously with marbled products they're all different. My Superdrug no longer carries an Accessorize range, so I don't know if you can still get it. I don't know if they do it in their shops, because I know there are Accessorize shops, so maybe you can still actually pick it up. But that just gives a really nice glow. Okay, for lips we're going to use Colourpop's Brunch Lip Liner and MAC's Tropic Tonic. I was going to go for a softer peach, but I've decided to go for a really quite nice coral, because I think it'll go really nicely with the eyes, and I would wear a nice bright coral on a nice summery day. So okay, so Brunch, this is a really nice corally peach shade. And now I'm going to put on Tropic Tonic, which is a really beautiful colour. This was a recent back to MAC. See the match? It's such a good match. So if you can't get this colour and you're looking for a dupe, Brunch is an amazing, I don't know if Colourpop still do it actually though, but it's an amazing dupe. Just using my finger, I'm going to use Give In from the new Blue Nectar line, and I'm just going to pop a little bit this in the centre. Going to take this hair down and we'll see the finished look. Okay guys, that is the finished bronzed summer look for daytime. Hopefully you'll be able to check in later on today and see the nighttime look. Yeah, just a very simple, I'm saying very simple, it's not really, just bronzy, coppery eye with a flash of colour and a coral lip. So, hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, everything that I've used will be down in the information bar below, and thank you very much for watching as always. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. I'm going to love and leave you and see you all soon. Bye guys!